Cervical insufficiency refers to a condition in which there is mid-trimester cervical dilation or protruding chorioamniotic membranes in the absence of uterine contractions. Unfortunately, cervical insufficiency is a risk factor for mid-trimester spontaneous abortion, as well as early preterm birth. In the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Lee and colleagues reported that when cervical insufficiency and intraamniotic inflammation are present, 50% will deliver preterm within 7 days. A subset of patients with intraamniotic inflammation will have no demonstrable microorganisms detected via cultivation or molecular methods, and therefore represent cases of sterile intraamniotic inflammation. Amniotic fluid sludge describes free-floating particulate matter within the amniotic fluid in close proximity to the cervix, as shown here on transvaginal sonography. Sludge is a biomarker for intraamniotic infection and inflammation and is an independent risk factor for preterm, pre-labor rupture of membranes and spontaneous preterm delivery. The conventional view has been that in the setting of cervical insufficiency, intraamniotic infection, inflammation cannot be successfully treated and that delivery is inevitable. However, recent evidence suggests that intraamniotic infection, as well as sterile intraamniotic inflammation, can be treated successfully using antimicrobial agents. We have reported a case in which administration of antibiotics in the presence of mid-trimester cervical insufficiency, sterile intraamniotic inflammation, and amniotic fluid sludge was associated with resolution of cervical findings and a successful pregnancy outcome. A 39-year-old patient, gravida 2 para 0010, underwent transvaginal sonography at 23/7 weeks of gestation. As shown here, the cervical length was short at 7.3 millimeters, with both funneling and amniotic fluid sludge present. To determine the microbial status of the amniotic cavity, the patient underwent amniocentesis. The gram stain was negative, glucose was 24, and the white blood cell count was 2. Amniotic fluid cultures were negative. However, interleukin-6, which is a pro-inflammatory cytokine, was elevated at 3.055 nanograms per milliliter, consistent with sterile intraamniotic inflammation. 2 weeks later, at 22 weeks of gestation, transvaginal ultrasound showed no measurable cervical length, with membranes bulging past the external os into the vagina. A large quantity of amniotic fluid sludge, as shown here, was also visualized. Speculum examination revealed the cervix to be 3 centimeters dilated with bulging membranes, consistent with acute cervical insufficiency. The patient was counseled that in the presence of cervical insufficiency with intraamniotic inflammation, the prognosis is poor, with 50% of women experiencing a preterm delivery within 7 days. She was then counseled about the study by Professor O, shown here, in which administration of antibiotics in patients with cervical insufficiency and intraamniotic inflammation was followed by resolution of the intraamniotic inflammatory process or infection in 75% of patients and was associated with treatment success in 59% of cases. The patient agreed to receive triple antibiotic therapy, IV ceftriaxone, oral clarithromycin, and IV metronidazole. To evaluate for the presence of maternal systemic inflammation or infection, C-reactive protein was followed serially during the hospital stay. As seen in the graph, just before antibiotics were started, the initial C-reactive protein was elevated. However, subsequent concentrations became normal 6 days later during antibiotic treatment and remained as such even after antibiotics were discontinued. Due to maternal side effects such as dyspepsia, the triple antibiotics were discontinued after 11 days. 3 days after discontinuation of antibiotics, transvaginal ultrasound performed at 23 and 6-7 weeks still demonstrated sludge as shown here. However, the cervical length was surprisingly longer at 21.5 millimeters with mild funneling present. The membranes were also no longer visualized, bulging through the external os. The patient continued obstetrical care with her provider and was scheduled to undergo an elective cesarean delivery at 36 and 2/7 weeks due to a prior myomectomy. Just prior to delivery, transvaginal ultrasound, as shown here, showed a cervical length of 19.7 millimeters with no amniotic fluid sludge identified. The video clip was taken 14 weeks after antibiotic treatment was first initiated. The patient delivered a viable neonate weighing 2,560 grams with APGAR scores of 8 and 9. Examination of the placenta showed translucent membranes and no acute inflammatory lesions or phenocitis. 2 months after delivery, the patient and neonate were doing well. So what is the main message of this report? Administration of antibiotics in the presence of mid-trimester cervical insufficiency, sterile intraamniotic inflammation, and amniotic fluid sludge was associated with resolution of the cervical findings. In summary, intraamniotic inflammation is a poor prognostic factor in the presence of cervical insufficiency. Therefore, we propose that for patients presenting with acute cervical insufficiency, the presence of intraamniotic inflammation and/or infection should be considered, and amniocentesis should be offered to determine the microbial and inflammatory status of the amniotic cavity, particularly when amniotic fluid sludge is present. In conclusion, based on scientific evidence and the outcome of our case, we propose that antibiotics can be offered to those with cervical insufficiency, sterile intraamniotic inflammation, and amniotic fluid sludge. This study was published in the Journal of Maternal Fetal and Neonatal Medicine